Okay, so this was a video I thought I was going to make after dinner, but I have time, so I'm actually going to make it now. And I gotta warn you, this is an I don't like Prince video. So if you are a part of the Prince Stan camp, this is not the channel for you. I would kill for Michael Jackson Stan, Michael Jackson over Prince all day long. Like, this is not controversial. But this is actually not what that video is about. This video is about the need for Prince. Well, hello, kitty cat. Don't stare me down like that. Go back to sleep. I'll actually post a video of my cat. He's just like staring me down. You better nap, you kitty. And it, he looks like he's like coming for me. Anyway, yes. So this is a video about like the need for Prince, what Prince represented, especially in terms of like gay culture, and why like straight black women, Prince had nothing to do with you. Like it just wasn't. Prince wasn't for you, and that's okay. And maybe in this video, I'll try to, if I can find it, I will. I feel like most of the videos I found it, but I created this playlist. It was a while ago. It was called Men Talk. And I think it's a pretty good playlist of a diverse range of straight black men who have, well, some of them are actually gay black men. But if you listen to the song is still sentimental enough about the relationship specifically, where like you could listen to the song and then understand how some straight men who strive for relationships with women feel, including black women. Some not black women. Not the point though. So, what does this have to do with Mona? So, Mona is a supermodel I've covered a couple of times on this channel, and I just think it's really important to preface it this way. Mona is a lesbian, like a full lesbian. Like, I don't think she's had any relationships with like straight men ever. I also think that Mona is kind of like one of those people who's like a little bit confused about like race slightly. Like she probably doesn't see herself as black, but she also probably doesn't see herself as white. She probably sees herself in a very similar way that Tyla sees herself. So we can call these people like colored. Now, the weird part about this in terms of representation and like magazine covers is they always put Mona in black spaces. Like they make her skin darker, and they just kind of do this like caricature of her to like represent imagery of like black ideals, like spaces that they could be using like Leah Kibiti for, that they did use Leah Kibiti for in the past. They use Mona now, and it's kind of weird because just like Mona doesn't represent any of the things that Leah does. Leah's actually Ethiopian. She's actually black. She's actually from Africa. She had a black husband. She has black children. um I mean, she has a white boyfriend or husband now, but like I feel like Leah is like grounded in a way that Mona is not. And then Leah is also heterosexual where Mona is like homosexual. Those differences seem small, but they're everything, and I think it's important to point those out. Now, Mona today posts something that's about like the most beautiful woman in the world, and it's this Prince song. And now here's where I have to speak on it. I grew up with people who like loved Prince. And I couldn't understand. They were talking about Prince in the way that I was talking about Michael Jackson. And then they would compare the two. And I feel like, I don't know if this is completely true, but I just feel like the numbers, if we're just talking about straight metrics, like the sort of numbers that Michael Jackson pulled were like astronomical. Like Michael Jackson did things that like no other artist has done. Then he did things that no other black artist has done. Then he did things that no other like pop artist has done. And don't get me wrong, I think Prince is a talented musician. He played a lot of instruments. I think he's a very talented guy. But to compare Prince and Michael Jackson is just nuts. I think that Prince is a womanizer. I also think that Prince is a metrosexual, which is like metrosexuals are men who like go through all the grooming aesthetics of women and almost believe they are as beautiful as women. Like they kind of believe they're women. getting into relationships with men who think they're women is pointless, really, because like the woman has the beauty, right? Like, hopefully in a relationship a man is paying for a woman's beauty treatments, but if a man believes that he's the beautiful one, then he's going to pay for his own beauty treatments. So he doesn't actually need a woman. Now that's the case with Prince, and so like in the case of Mona, it makes sense that she would idolize someone like him because she's a homosexual. So like she doesn't actually understand like the masculine portion of the relationship because there is no masculine portion of the relationship. All she's been around is like feminineness, and then being a model for so long, she's also been around a lot of different types of beauty. So, I mean, I don't know. I understand why models like Prince. I will say that. But I also think it's just really important to like compare and contrast because Mona is girl pretty, but like Scarlett Johansson is like male pretty. And I'm saying, or Angelina Jolie, male pretty, because and it's not because they're white. I wish Halle Berry too, because they have boobs, and they have like hips. Mona is just a stick with like a pretty face. But the other three women that I mentioned also have very pretty faces, but they also have like a body. Mona has like no body at all. She's just tall and very just stick like. She looks like she snorts cocaine all day to just be really thin. That's a thing that you can be. But if you live in the real world, you know that like men, that is not the ideal body type for men. Men really, the curves that women naturally have, like straight men do like those. They do. They really do. I'm not saying that to be funny or anything. I'm saying that to be serious. Um, it's I mean it's kind of funny. So what I'm saying is like as a lot of some people only like to stick in one world, but I've created this channel for like black women, and maybe I should be a little bit more specific for like straight black women who live in the real world. If you are in a relationship where your man is paying all of your bills and doing all things for you, then you have money to like do other shit. Okay, so my dinner date is here, so I'm gonna go to dinner and I will come back and then we'll talk about this.